Now let's build our Windows Hacker Tools Analysis Laboratory. For this course, you can use Windows XP or Windows 2000. Either will work for all of the tools included on the CD-ROM. However, because it's currently available in stores, we're going to discuss in more detail the Windows XP installation. What you need to do is select the faster of your two workstations because Windows XP requires more resources than Linux. You need to insert your Windows XP CD-ROM into your computer. Some systems cannot boot from CD-ROM. If your system is more than 3 years old, you may need to use the installation procedure from floppy disk described at the Microsoft.com website. If your system is younger than 3 years old, you can probably just boot it from CD-ROM. You need to insert the CD-ROM or floppy into your computer and wait several minutes while Windows Setup loads the installation software. At this point, you will encounter the Welcome to Setup screen. Just press Enter to install Windows XP. You're next presented with the license screen. Press F8 to accept the license. Now you need to select unpartitioned space on your hard drive. You can simply select Enter on one of those unpartitioned spaces. Alternatively, you may need to delete existing partitions and just install over them. To install using a partition on your drive, you may need to hit the C key to install. We are going to install this using the NTFS file system. I recommend that you do not use the Quick option and instead use the Format the partition using the NTFS file system option. Select Enter to install. At this point, the system wants to format my hard drive. I type the F key to format. You now need to wait for your disk to be formatted. This may take 15 minutes or more, depending on the speed of your system. After the system finishes rebooting itself, we can select regional and language options. I'm going to select the defaults and click Next. Now we can type in the name of our company or organization. I'm just going to type in Ginger for both the name and the organization and click Next. Now we need to type in the product key associated with Windows XP. After typing in your product key information, you'll see a screen where you get to select the computer's name. We're going to call the computer Ginger and click Next. You now have the ability to select date and time options. I'm going to select the defaults because they're fairly accurate and click Next. The next process will take several minutes. It will install the network software. After several minutes of installing this software, we'll see the network settings screen and we select Custom Settings and click on the Next key. We need to edit our Internet Protocol TCP/IP configuration. So we select that and click on the Properties button. We need to make sure that we select Use the following IP address and type in our IP address of 10.1.1.20. Our subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. We will leave our default gateway blank and our preferred and alternate DNS blank. We click on OK and then Next to move on to the next screen. The system is now determining the files that it needs to complete the install. This will take several minutes as the system installs the remainder of the software. So after waiting several minutes for the install to complete, you may be presented with a screen that says Display Settings. So you might have to adjust your screen for the system. I simply click on OK. It then asks me, can I see this Monitor Settings? I can, so I click on OK. It then shows me the Windows XP screen. Now the system may reboot itself at this point. We're now at the Welcome to Microsoft Windows screen, and we click Next. Now it asks, how will this computer connect to the Internet? And we select Local Area Network, LAN, and click Next. On certain Windows XP installations, you'll need to re-enter your network information. To re-enter your network information, make sure you do not select Obtain IP automatically. Instead, type in a static IP address, such as 10.1.1.20. That's the IP address for Ginger. Your subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. Now, it forces us to put in a default gateway at this point. So we'll type in a default gateway of our own IP address, 10.1.1.20. It also forces us to do DNS, and we will put in our own IP address for that as well, 10.1.1.20. At this point, we click Next. Now, the installation process asks us if we're ready to activate Windows. This allows us to register our license with Microsoft. You can choose to activate Windows now or remind me every few days. Since we're not connected directly to the internet, I recommend that you select No, remind me every few days. If you do connect the system to the internet in the future, you can activate Windows XP. Now we need to create a user. The system asks me who will use this computer. For many of the exercises used throughout the course, we will use user1 as a username. So type in user1 and click Next. The install process now says thank you, and we're ready to go. I click on Finish, and the system will reboot itself. At this point, our Windows XP installation is complete. We have our Start menu and can use it to access various programs on the system. We are frequently going to be using command prompts on Windows XP. To run the command prompt on Windows XP, use the Start menu to access all programs, go to Accessories, and select Command Prompt. At the command prompt, I can then type various commands. Now that we've finished installing Windows XP, we need to copy the Windows tools to our hard drive. You should use the Windows Explorer to make a directory named C:\tools, and then copy the contents of the directory named Windows from the Network Security Training Course CD into C:\tools. Once you do that, you have the tools loaded onto your hard drive and they're ready for use. You've just completed building your Windows Hacker Tool Analysis Laboratory.